Welcome to Dead by Daylight, Chapter 17. Experience the scourge of ambition with Descend Beyond. The new killer is the Blight. A bright and ambitious chemist, Talbot Grimes once sought to enhance humanity through his experimental compounds, only to become a victim of his own ambition. The Blight's power is blighted corruption. Pustula serum courses through his veins, corrupting his mind and body, yet granting him unnatural physical abilities. Special ability, Rush. Press the power button to quickly rush forward. While performing a rush, the Blight cannot launch an attack. Rush into a wall or obstacle to slam onto it. If you fail to connect with a wall or obstacle, you will enter a fatigue state. Special attack, Lethal Rush. Following a slam, press the power button to launch a lethal rush, which allows you to move quickly and attack survivors. The Blight comes with 3 new perks. Spread your corruption with Dragon's Grip. After damaging a generator, any survivor that interacts with it will scream, revealing their location for a moment, and will be afflicted with the exposed status effect for a brief duration. Offer no mercy with Hex Undying. When Hex Undying is active and a different Hex totem is cleansed, that Hex will be transferred to a dull totem, so long as one exists. When within short range of any totem, survivors' auras are revealed for a moment. Remove any opportunity for escape with Hex Blood Favor. When a survivor is hit, nearby pallets are held in place by the entity for a moment. These pallets cannot be pulled down. New survivor, Felix Richter. A visionary architect, Felix uses his relentless determination to form a plan and help other survivors. Felix comes with 3 new perks. You've always had a knack for seeing what others could not. Show your allies the path to victory with Visionary. If you are in short range of a generator, you can see its aura. Let pressure be your motivator with Desperate Measures. For each injured, hooked, or dying survivor, slightly increase the speed at which you heal and unhook your allies. Get the most out of your tools with Built to Last. Once per trial, a depleted item will have some of its charges refilled. Let ambition drive you, but tread carefully. The line between ambition and hubris is razor thin. Experience the corruption of the Blight and the ambitious spirit of Felix Richter with the Descend Beyond chapter in Dead by Daylight.
All right, hello everyone, and welcome to this Q&A. Today, well, I'm not Queen, lead community manager on Dead by Daylight, and today with me I have 2 guests. So I don't know if you know him, but McLean.
Hi.
Hello. Hello. So what do you do on DBD, McLean, for people who are new to the stream?
Sure, yeah. So I'm a gameplay programmer on Dead by Daylight. So that's basically someone who's in charge of doing programming and technical tasks for fun gameplay content like killers, perks, add-ons, and that kind of stuff.
Awesome. And we also have Joris with us today.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm product manager. I'm working on the roadmap for the graphical update and also crossplay and cross progression.
And also you have a cute dog. You have your dog around?
She's right here.
Yay! Hi, Doggo. Aw, he's so small. All right, so we're streaming this Q&A all from our houses because, you know, we're working from home. Oh, the chat is going nuts over your little doggy. That's awesome. Before we start, we have this new chapter that released this week on all platforms. So Descend Beyond. And we also have increased the tick rate to 60 Hz last week for our servers. So maybe Joris will want to talk about that a little bit later, explain why we did that. Well, maybe we can do it now. How about that?
Yeah, that's part of our work to improve the game quality. So the improvement of tick rate should improve the smoothness of the gameplay and also reducing the ping. So yeah, we'll keep monitor, but so far everything is going well on the dedicated servers, and we'll talk about more optimization later in the live.
Awesome. Today we're also trying a new thing. So I don't know if you were aware, but we have a new promo code feature. So today we're gonna give away some Blight and Felix outfits in the chat. So stay aware. We're gonna have some raffles during the stream, and these promo codes are gonna be unlockable on all platforms. So it's super cool. And it's the first time that we're doing this on a stream, so we'll see if it goes well, and I'm assuming it will. And if you guys like that, we're gonna make it kind of a habit. We're not promising anything, but it's kind of cool things. So Blight new outfit and Felix new outfits. Stay tuned. All right, so before we go to the full Q&A, we're gonna go over a few known issues since the last release. So we have an issue where sometimes the killers are unable to hook a survivor. We're aware of that one. Some of our content creator actually came up with a solution. You can drop and rehook the survivor. It should work. Sometimes it doesn't, but in the meantime, we're working on a fix on that one. Some totems on Bedham are unable to be cleansed, so we know about that one as well. The big one is FPS and stuttering issues. So, Joris, did you want to say what's happening in the next bugs fix patch? I'm doing that again. Bug fix patch.
So yeah, we identified an issue mostly with players using 4K or 2K monitors. So we will deploy something in the next hotfix, which is supposed to resolve most of the issue. We will still read out all the comments to make sure it fixes everything.
Yes, so that's planned for next week? Sorry.
Yeah, next Tuesday. And if you still have issue, just reach us, and we might send a survey to analyze and get more information to deep dive in the problem.
Yes, so we're gonna see how the fix works for next week, and then after that we're gonna see how we're gonna gather all the information for performance issues. All right, there's also heartbeat issues right now in the game. Sometimes some killers don't have heartbeat. At first we thought it was related to Blight only, but apparently it happens to other killers, so we're investigating that one. And we also have two switch issues at the moment. One is a black screen, so this should be fixed by restarting the whole console. And the second one is the switch dock mode. So, Joris, do you want to explain this one a little bit?
Sometimes the graphism of the switch can look washed out or blurry. It's because of an issue with the undock and dock mode. If you have the issue, I highly suggest you to just undock the console and dock it again, and it's supposed to fix the issue. We are working with partners to identify it.
All right. There's also, by the way, guys, if you didn't see in the patch notes, the hill bug is fixed, so you shouldn't be getting stuck anymore in that hill. So that's good. Dxgi Dll Errors. So basically, a lot of people that were playing the game on Windows 7 were locked outside of the game. That was hotfix yesterday, as far as I know. Yeah, yesterday. Thank you. And should not be a problem anymore. So please tell us if it is, right? Finally, we have a little bit more information. If you're trying to opt out of crossplay and the option is grayed out, please go back to the main menu. That's why it's locked out. If you're having trouble inviting friends, try restarting the games. We're currently compiling a list of friend lists related issues, and we're trying to fix those as well. And finally, yeah, I think that was it for the known issues. We're gonna go to changes from the PTB. So running down what changed between the Blight on the PTB and on the live version. So
That's super exciting, but I lost my notes.
oh wait,
Is
I
that-
think I have them for
you had them? How'd they get over there?
All right.
Okay, so I do have a couple of issues that I wanted to run through with changes on Blight from PTB to live. This is something that that we've been working on for quite some time, so I'm super happy to see Blight finally out in his release form. So you guys got a sneak peek at him 3 weeks ago. I'll just quickly run through the big differences of how you saw him 3 weeks ago and how he is now. So the big one is the collision that he uses to bump into objects. And a lot of the feedback that we got on the PTB was about how he would bump into stuff too easily, so it was hard to maneuver carefully around the map. So we heard you, and the fix was in 2 parts. Part number 1 was just taking the collision that's in front of him and shrinking it down. And then part number 2 was adding a second collider. So for those who don't know how the Blight works, you can actually look in one direction while you're sliding in a different direction, and it's going to check the direction that you're sliding in. The problem that we can run into here is if the collider is too small, you can slide along a wall, because if you're trying to move into a wall, you may have noticed this, if you're trying to like move into a wall, it'll slide you alongside it. But if you're sliding alongside, then you're checking beside you, and you could easily do like wall slides. So to fix that, there's now a second collider. It's stuck to your camera. So if you want to do really precise bouncing, if you look at something and it's right in front of your face, you will bounce off of it. So use that knowledge wisely. Other than that, the small things were slightly increased turn rate. We removed we fixed some issues that were causing like a double cooldown. Like you could hit a survivor and then do a wipe animation and then also an injection. All that stuff is has been fixed. We had a note there about how he slightly reduced the speed that he starts with when he pushes off. So it's not a big deal. Like I know some people were worried when they read that. It's just like a matter of a couple of like a half meter per second or something. We just slightly toned off the explosive speed when he starts because basically it was causing technical problems. We have increased the speed that the attack starts at, and by this I mean the dash attack. When you press M1 after you start a lethal rush, people were initially having a lot of trouble hitting people with this because it would drop your speed a lot. And I think a lot of this is because usually when you're running around at regular killer speed and then you start to attack, you speed up, right? It feels good. But since the rush is so fast, if you start attacking, you went down to regular attack speed, and he was like, oh no, you feel like you're slowing down. So we smoothed that out, so you start at the same dash speed at the beginning of an attack. So basically, your attack is faster. There's also something in there where if you start an attack while you're dashing, if you let go of the button right away, you actually still continue your attack for a little bit. Basically, you can't just press the attack button to stop dashing. You will continue your dash because we don't want that to be a cancel button. Sorry. Also extremely important, maybe the most important thing, updated the height from tall to average and medium to hard. And yeah, and of course, all the add-ons got a pass. Like all 20 got very carefully looked at, and 16 out of 20 got major changes. So there you go. Changes between PTB and live.
Awesome. Thank you so much for covering that up for us. So this time for the Q&A, we selected questions from both the forums and Twitter. So there was a lot of questions, and we selected the ones that were basically the most popular and also the ones that we could actually answer. Some of them, like add this to the game, is not a question we can answer here. So Pulsar from the forums is asking, will there be any fix to the FPS on console coming with the graphical update? So that one is for Joris.
That's a good one. So yeah, the big part of the graphical update is going through older objects and maps and remaking them. So while we are working on it, we are also taking some time to make sure that the new assets are optimized. So in some case, new objects or graphical reworked objects might be more optimized than the older one. So I think that's
Like, for
oh, sorry.
example. So, for example.
So maybe a box that we did with lots of polygons back in time, we will rework it and decide that we don't need that much details on that specific box because it's useless for the immersion and the gameplay. So we will reduce the number of polygons. So I already read on Reddit that it's already the case on console, like players playing on the new maps such as Springwood or Yamaoka. They already see some improvements in terms of frame rates. So it's not perfect yet, but we will still working on it along the way of the graphical update.
Awesome. That sounds good. Ruby Rose from Twitter is asking, will characters receive graphic improvements as well?
So yes, older outfits will eventually be updated to go along with it. We will also improve their locomotion and the texture of their skins. So more info in the next updates.
Yeah, and when you say skins, it's not outfits; it's actual like
They are
textures
skins.
on the characters.
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome. From forums, creator TH is asking, have you guys ever considered dedicating a chapter just for game health?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's been discussed internally, but the team really grow a lot over the past years. Or two, like the last 2 years, I think we doubled the size of the team, maybe more. So now we are able to work on chapters and also to bring game health features such as hit validations, the new tick rate, the matchmaking system. So we have enough persons to work on both topics at the same time.
Yeah. Also, we got to note the absolute insane reaction to crossplay. And Joris was working on the crossplay feature. So just want to say, yay, good job, Joris.
Thank you.
All right, guys, I think it's time to test that giveaway thing. I'm reading stuff here. We have 10 sophisticated slaughter outfit for Blight. And I've been asked for you to type the keyword baby bleat in the chat. So I don't know if one mod can actually show it. I will type it. If I win, I'll give out my outfit. I promise.
Yeah, can we participate?
One word, guys. All right. You only need to type it once. If you type it more, it won't improve your chances. And we will draw the winners a little bit later. Please make sure that your whispers are open on Twitch. And these codes, just a reminder, they are available for both PCs and consoles. And yeah, that's exactly it. I see all the baby bleat in the chat. So we're gonna I'm gonna go ahead and go back to a few questions, and once we have our winners, I will announce them in the stream. I'm gonna name all of you that win. So perfect. Okay, so I'll let you guys participate in that. Don't forget that it is okay to only type it once you are in. All right, a question from GMTG. I don't know how to say your name. Anyways, any chance bots and training mode will come to PC and consoles?
So for now it's not planned, but it's definitely possible. So yeah, mobile is a separate team working on different features such as bots and training mods. We can still share those features between the different platforms. So we have no date or even decision now, but it's not planned for the moment.
All right, just keeping an eye on the chat for the winners. Don't worry. All right, so from forums as well. So a can of air, I gotta say your name is pretty funny. Will killers receive new animations as well? Because survivors are getting new generators, chest animation, for example. Do killer get them as well?
So yeah, I think people quite enjoy the new gen reparation animation and even the whole new generators. For the killers, we will update the killers animation as needed. Like maybe the older killers will receive more updates than the actual one. So we will work on a bunch of changes for killer animation. I can't really say exactly which one right now, but yeah, already you saw the breaking wall animation that appears on all killers. So we will try to add this kind of stuff along the way.
All right. So there was an additional question to this in the chat. Are you saying we're getting full new Moris? Do we want to just manage expectation here? When we say animation on killers, what do we mean?
Mostly the way they attack, the first-person view, the way they move, and stuff like that. But no new Moris for now.
So mostly like gameplay animation and how they
Yes.
look in the game.
The idea is that the gameplay feels super smooth and bringing all the components of our game at that new level that we expect for the graphical update.
Perfect. All right, someone from the forums is asking, so Alpha King, sorry, I'm gonna name you, is asking, will there be another Huge Killer Rework coming this year?
I mean, I guess that really depends what you mean by huge. So there's nothing Freddy scale, there's nothing Doctor scale. There are smaller things that are planned. I know that we did a subtle nod at the clown a while back. We mentioned that this was something we wanted to look at, and the clown did get a patch, a change in a patch recently that made it so that he doesn't slow down when throwing a bottle. But that wasn't the only thing that we had in mind. It's still a little bit too early to get further into that topic, but we haven't forgotten about him, and that wasn't the only thing that we had in mind for him. So I'll put that out there for now.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. I am receiving names from our first giveaway. So I'll give them right now. So you're gonna receive. Okay, just please, Mandy, tell me if that's true. You're gonna receive a whisper from Mandy, and she will give you your code. So here are the winners. Renz 3303, Rushy Dushy, Lips are YouTube. I'm assuming. A Temple of Thought, Baby Doll 3000, Oh Cody Woody, Joshy D14. Okay, Nikki's Kiss, Dialol, and Silly Potato. So if your name was named right now, enjoy. Mandy is going to poke you and give you your code. You go to the in-game store, you click redeem code, and then you put it there. And it doesn't matter which platform you're playing on because it will work anyways. So congrats, you get the Blight outfit. Box is like, I think you mispronounced my name. No, I did not. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and continue on the questions. Forums. Emotional Daisy is asking, will legendary skins ever get unique voices? Oh shit, so this is me answering a question about outfits. So it's something we already answered before, and it would be really nice, and we would like to, but it's not something that we really had the chance to do yet. So just traditional, I cannot really answer this question, Dev answer, but it's basically something that we would like to do, but right now it's not in the plans. Also, I'm completely ADHDing on your cat, like under the blanket, Dara McLean.
she does that. She likes to burrow under that blanket.
The chat is going nuts with the cat. Hello, kitty. Anyways, Kitty's hiding under the blanket. So, all right, next question. From forum, Boss is asking, can we know which maps are next up for the graphical update?
So in the next update or along the way of the graphical updates? I would say for the whole graphical update, almost all maps will get reworked. For the next release, I can't really say, but you will hear super soon about it. We prioritize the realms, which will benefit the most from the graphical update, especially the early one, and That's a clue. That's it.
That's it. That's all we're saying today. All right. From forums, Agling is asking, is there any more information on the new prestige rewards?
That is such a good question, but unfortunately there is nothing new to share just yet. Still a little ways off. However, we will have something to share eventually. Keep the dream alive. It's coming.
Yeah, when we get closer to, actually releasing something about that. So that was a good question, but we're not there yet. All right, forums, AGM is asking, why aren't more resources being devoted to perk adjustment?
I feel like it's a bit of a loaded question, but we actually do have a bunch of perk updates that are planned for the next mid-chapter. Some balance changes, some functional changes. We're going to be continuing to do little bundles of perk changes, probably more often. There's a bunch of different things we have to prioritize. Typically, you're going to see more of these changes in mid-chapter patches than in chapter patches. There's more of a focus on balance and quality of life stuff in mid-chapters, but still, that doesn't mean that nothing ever gets done on chapter patches either. So this is something that, it's a little bit disheartening because I feel like if you take a look at our patch note history, there are lots of perk adjustments, the stuff gets done. But I understand what we're hearing here is that you guys want more, and that's great because we love to do it. So do expect more cool perk changes in the future.
All right. Fabig, I think, is asking, will you ever add a new item in the game?
Yeah, so what it says right here in my notes, these notes, is that it says this is a big fat maybe. So yeah, we definitely talked about it, and we've been looking at older killers and items, but we have thought about new items as well. There's nothing that I can share just yet. It's a bit of a thorny issue. I mean, there are things to consider, like items come with add-on sets and survivor blood webs, and how does all of this stuff work? So there are definitely things that make this a little bit more complicated than one might expect, but it's on our radar for sure. Yeah. If you guys have any cool ideas, do share them. We love to hear that kind of stuff.
I have a cool idea. Can we have the party starters as like a permanent item?
That'd be cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you actually end up, blinding my teammates more than the killer with that. So I guess high risk, high reward kind of thing.
I think they're cool. I think, they've gone through enough probationary periods that we can probably just accept them into the ranks by this point.
Also, they're called party starters. Like, who doesn't want to start a party?
Yeah.
Come on. Right? Anyways, so items, big fat maybe. That's the answer.
That's what it says in the notes.
All right. Forum Skipwreck is asking, is there any intention of looking into Pyramid's head power? Okay, I'm gonna say, I was reading that question, and I swear to God, if it was a question about his butt, I was leaving right away. So anyways, are we gonna look into Pyramid's head power?
Sorry, now I'm just thinking about Pyramid Head's butt. Buff Pyramid's butt when? So this is a good time we can mention that we have been working not only on looking at killers that have come out, but we're working on the process that we use to follow up on the balance of killers after we release them. Until now, it's kind of just been we keep an eye on them and then we squeeze in adjustments where we can. We have a bit more of a formal process now that Pyramid Head has been the first to benefit from. You will see the results, I guess, we'll use the generics soon. The idea being that we now have a timeline, a specific timeline every time a killer comes out of immediate changes that need to be made, and then what kind of things do we look at for a longer term, and then when do those changes get made, QA'd, etc. It's been more formalized, and I look forward to seeing the results of that go live. It is important for all of us to remember that for new characters especially, it's important to watch them, think about them, play them, and see how they evolve just from the player perspective in the weeks and months after they're released. We often see some pretty surprising things. Even if we don't change them, people learn how to use it, people learn how to play against it, and there's a cool little development that happens after characters are released. So we're really careful about rushing into any changes too quickly.
All right, give me a second. I got like a little bit of a thing to manage about codes. So Felix one, I used the first one on the side note. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. I'm just gonna make sure that our team that is distributing the code gets the code. So I'm gonna ask the next question and then Alt tab. So don't mind me if I'm a little distracted. Next question. Forum Herrick666 is asking, is MMR ever going to come back?
Yes, it will absolutely be back. When we activated it last time, we got some really interesting information that's going to help us make it better. We've been making adjustments in the meantime, and we have mentioned before that the MMR system is still actually running behind the scenes and collecting juicy information about how good or bad you are at this video game. So that's continuing. Keep your eyes peeled for future tests of the system in the future.
All right. Good boy Karu is asking, why are the blood points capped?
I love this question.
Yeah.
I have personally answered this question at least 187 times in the past.
We can answer it like 108 times.
Yeah.
So fine.
While it is true, like the myth, I think the like legend of blood point caps is that we brought it in to fight the hackers. And I think while that was like a neat side effect of like it made it really easy to catch hackers, it's not really the purpose of the blood point cap. It really is to get people to spend points and to play more, play, spend. We found it was really helpful to encourage people to actually spend the rewards and go and get more rewards than to have people sitting on huge piles of points. It also really helps when new content is released. Something that would make us sad is for people to buy new content and then max it out and then not play it because they're done with it already. And this makes it so that everybody gets the content and everybody is playing at the same time with each other as new content comes out, getting the points to max out the characters at the same time. And it really does improve the experience, I think, for everyone. So while I do understand it can be a kind of a pain in the butt sometimes, and we've all been there at 1,000,000 points, and you put your bloody party streamers on and you get 150,000 blood point game, and those blood points are just taken by the entity and they laugh at you. It's for the best. I stand by that.
All right. Okay, we're good for the codes. Awesome. Okay, so Diesel Weasel again from forum is asking, why do bloody party streamers seem more rare than Ebony Moris? And that's a good one too.
That's a super cool question. So the way that the rarity works is that the blood webs they have a breakdown of like, this is how many ultra rare things we're going to see, this is how many very rare things we're going to see, this is how many rare, uncommon, and common. So your blood web will be like, I don't know, actually I don't remember what the numbers are, but like let's say it was like 5% ultra rare things and 10% rare and so on, and that's all fine. The counterintuitive part is how many different options are there in each rarity. Once the blood web says, okay, I'm gonna spawn an ultra rare here, how many ultra rares does it actually have to choose from? Which can kind of have the slightly counterintuitive result that a particular rare might be rarer than a particular ultra rare, although you're going to have much fewer ultra rares overall.
Okay, do you want to say that again?
Yeah. So basically, first we roll the dice to see what rarity you're going to get, and so there's a much higher chance you're going to get a rare than an ultra rare.
Yep.
And then once we've picked which rarity, we roll the dice again to see which item you get. But the trick is that there's way more rares to choose from. So I can make it so that a particular rare, like if you get 1,000 things on the blood web, it actually makes sense. You might get fewer bloody party streamers than Ebony Moris, because when we're going to make a rare item on the blood web, there's like 150 to choose from. Whereas if you're trying to roll up an ultra rare item, there's only like 5.
Awesome. Well, thanks for the answer on that one. So basically, some rare items are rarer than ultra rares
Uh,
because of the system.
Yeah. Basically,
He's like, don't make me say it.
You know what? The entity did it.
Okay.
He took your
Okay.
bloody party streamers.
They took it away.
Yeah.
All right. Gordy Killer is asking, what was the reason for atch placement offerings? Also, why are they not secret?
Great question. So Felix, in addition to being like a prime S tier hunk, is also an architect, and we wanted to give him some offerings related to architecture. Not only does it kind of make sense given the game's procedural nature, we wanted to use one of the character's traits to be in the new offerings, and we've been meaning to do new offerings for a while. So the reason why they're not secret is we want this to be something that people play around. It's something that everyone sees, and then everyone is able to keep in mind as it's more playable that way. Basically, it's something that we want people to keep in mind. It's not going to be an overwhelming advantage.
Yeah. So basically, it's to even the playing a little bit and make the offering a little bit more risky. Is that it? All right. All right, a question for Joris now. Link Nicross is asking, how frequently can we expect graphics updates?
That's a good question. I think we already communicate about it, but we are aiming to have sort of graphical update tied to each chapter and mid-chapters. But obviously this could change depending of the workload and if we manage to achieve the quality that we want. But normally, if everything is going well, like for now, you will have a new stuff to see at each release of chapters and mid-chapters.
Awesome. So basically, every time we release a big update, there's going to be a step forward for graphical updates.
Exactly.
Sounds awesome. This is a related question, but Dylan KG is asking, should we expect future map updates to be coupled with chapters, or has this test run PTB been too overwhelming?
No, in fact, the PTB on Yamaoka and Springwood went super well. We gather like tons of feedbacks, and we improved the map to release it for the chapter release. So it's kind of the same answer than before. Everything is going well, so we will keep pushing maps at every chapters and mid-chapters, and also on PTBs.
All right, awesome. All right, we have a question from Twitter from a guy called Polyester. Do you know that guy?
Who's that?
I don't
guy?
know. Anyways, can we please get experience offering on our blood whips like they have on mobile?
Now that's cool, and I do agree that these are a cool feature on mobile, but the progression system on mobile is completely different, so we don't feel that really fits back over in the rest of Dead by Daylight land.
All right. Someone from forum, Malman25, is asking, are there plans to give Untress a second ultra rare or review or add-ons?
Yeah, so that's another great question. So in the past, we've mentioned that we want to go back to older killers who don't have the standardized number of add-ons and make sure that they have the same add-ons that other killers have, by which I mean like the same number of commons, uncommons, rares, and so on. For those who really want to know, there are 4 commons, 5 uncommons, 5 rares, 4 very rares, and 2 ultra rares. That's the way it's supposed to be. I don't remember exactly which killer we first actually got it right on, but we started getting it right consistently and have been going back in time and fixing up our other characters. When we went back and did the chainsaw guys, that let us knock out the worst cases. So like at least everybody does have ultra rare add-ons now, so that's nice.
Yep.
So the Huntress is one of the 2 remaining killers we have on our list that still needs the treatment. We can't yet say when it will happen or what will exactly be involved, but we can confirm that at some point Huntress will have her add-ons reviewed.
Yeah. Not so soon, TM.
Not so soon, TM, sure.
Yep. All right, someone from forums, AD was here. Have you considered to bring the PTB to console? So this is something we hear a lot. There is a request that we receive a lot. How about that?
Yeah, that's something we talked about a long time ago. For sure, it will be nice because we want to have feedbacks from all players, console and PC. But bringing PTB on every platform is really difficult, and that will really slow down the process, which will get in the way of testing. And the PTB is helping us to iterate fast, get feedbacks, implement them. So each platform is also really different. Steam offers us the opportunity to easily set up the PTB. For now, I don't see right now a future with PTB on console, but we will still keep looking at it.
Yeah. There's also a lot of things that we do in the background in PTBs where we gather data and information about gameplay, and that also helps us a lot. So it's not like solely for bug checks or feedback, but there's also a lot of data that that comes in and confirms some of our decisions, right? So this is also why the PTB is done. And that's something that you as a player don't necessarily see either. All right, we have a question from Twitter from Edgiest Fall. Does the never stop slashing Legion skin change facial expression? All right, so I'm going to be the party pooper here. And I'm going to tell you, sadly, it will not change faces. We really wanted to make it happen, but it's unfortunately not possible due to technical limitation at the moment. We had a talk with the artists. They are aware and they were very understanding on that point. Yeah, it's sad, but the freaking outfit still looks absolutely amazing. So we gotta say, this is still something that we tried to make happen, but right now it's just not in the possibilities. So all the F's in the chat. It was nice knowing you. Anyways, Hype Pixel Stone is asking, are Moris getting nerfed? So that's for you, I think, Louis.
It is. Sorry, I was still getting over the face for the Legion.
Yeah.
It's hard. So, okay. We have mentioned it before, but yes, at an undisclosed point in the future, yes, there will be something done for Moris.
But what about keys? But keys.
You cut me off before I could say in before keys. Yes, keys too. We hear it loud and clear. People talk about Moris, people talk about keys. Anytime somebody brings up a Mori, somebody inevitably brings up a key. We hear you loud and clear. Things will be done. We don't have a date for you yet, but there are plans for both of these items.
Will these plans come together at the same time?
That I can't confirm.
Okay, that's fine. It was
So
just like a
no
follow-up question.
Yeah,
I'm sorry
that's
I'm
a good
putting
one.
you on the spot there.
Like,
Sorry
I don't
about
see
that.
that in my notes. Well, yeah, like these concepts are related. I can't promise that the changes will come at the same time. I also can't promise that they won't.
And we're also talking about changes, not direct nerf or buff or whatever. We're talking changes, right?
Yeah. I mean, certainly just making a thing weaker is a possibility, but it's far from the only possibility on the table. Sometimes if something's really not working or it's causing a lot of grief, we look at how can we find a better way to do something cool with this, something that people like, rather than just reducing the harm. What if we can turn an uncool thing into a cool thing? And that seems like the best case scenario.
Awesome. Thank you. Someone from Twitter, I suck at naming, is asking, why do you guys do cosmetic sets?
Wait, there's another question.
Did I miss one? Oh, sorry, I missed one from Twitter again. Yunes is asking, with the introduction to more fixes to maps to make them harder to loop efficiently, are you gonna remove Bloodlust?
The perennial question. This one always comes up. So we've talked about it a bit more in recent Q&A streams. There are not any immediate plans to remove Bloodlust, but the discussion about this feature is alive. We're keeping an open mind about it. We have to be careful about this one because it's a pretty well ingrained mechanic now. It does a lot of work even when you don't really notice it. It has a lot of different ramifications for players of different skill levels. So that one's, we're going to have to put a pin in it. So no official plans to remove Bloodlust yet, but do know that it's on our minds. It's something that we talk about fairly frequently.
All right. Now I'm gonna go to the cosmetic set question. So why do we do cosmetic sets? I'm gonna take that one. So basically, doing cosmetic sets gives the art team a little bit more freedom to create like different outfits that wouldn't be possible before. Like for example, the Oni's Minotaur outfit. I don't know how to say that in English, so you get my try here. That wouldn't work if you were able to swap the head or the body pieces individually. Same thing for the Nia hood. It would clip with her different hairstyles, and this is why we put them in legendary. Now, I know there's a lot of questions about weapons and a lot of questions as like, but are we planning on making all outfits legendary? No, that's not what we're planning. We're not gonna make sets just because we can. We only do them when we have to. And we also know they're not for everyone. So some people like to mix and match outfit, and that's totally okay. And we're gonna continue releasing outfits that are possible to mix and match. Now, for the specific weapon question, I don't have an answer to this, but I'm still gonna ask more questions and maybe try to bring it back in another Q&A. But yeah, so we're gonna still be making like loads of outfits that can be mixed and matched. So that's the answer to it. All right, from Twitter, Link's Recruit is asking, when do you believe the graphical update will be finished? Like the whole game will see the rehaul?
Yeah, that's a long project. That will take us at least a year. As you know, there is like 4 years of live content plus the main game to rework. So we are super excited to get it all done, but we also want to take the time to do it well, maps by maps, character by character, scope by scope, and just making sure that it's super positive and overwhelming for the community. So at least a year.
All right. So we're gonna do it small bites at a time.
Yes.
And we're gonna instead of trying to push it in like one update.
Yeah, it's just like Christmas every 6 weeks.
Oh,
That's
someone
cool.
in chat says they trust you, Joris. So
Cool.
I think we're good.
Please do.
Please do. All right, it's time for our second giveaway. I think we have the Felix outfit. I know you guys want to remove clothes on it, but we're adding some. So we have 10 outfits larger than life for Felix. You can type the keyword Daddy Felix in one word in the chat for a chance to win an outfit on Felix. Again, even if most of you want to remove stuff on him. Anyways, Mandy will communicate to you by whispers, so make sure that your whispers are open to be able to win it. And just a reminder as well, those codes can be activated in the Dead by Daylight store on the game app. You hit redeem code, it is redeemable on PC and console as well. So we're super excited about that. All right, so we have a little bit more question that people ask a ton, even if they were not like the most upvoted on our Q&A. Any update on hit validation? Question mark.
Yes. So we fixed some issue that we faced with hit validation. We are hoping to re-enable it very soon, like very, very soon. So stay tuned. We'll communicate on social when we will activate it.
All right. Do you know which issues we were trying to target?
Yeah, as far as I remember, it was an issue with the hatchet of the Huntress. When you were
Yes.
close to the survivor, it was not killing him. So yeah, we fixed that issue.
Awesome. And just to manage expectation, will hit validation completely eradicate hits from afar?
No, but
Okay,
that
cool.
we are learning a lot thanks to it validation, and it's something that we will keep improve over time.
All right. So work in progress thing.
Yes.
Awesome. And it will not fix, bad connection. It will not fix people who are 40 million miles from servers. That's not going to be fixed by hit validation. However, it will help a lot on, close calls, right?
Yes, exactly.
Awesome.
There is like a whole blog ticket about that. So if you didn't read it, I highly suggest you to read it.
Yes, we do have blog posts about like how hit validation works and why we do these things.
Yes.
All right, so next question. Why can't we switch killers in queue if the MMR system is currently off?
That's another good question. There's a couple of reasons why we're leaving on the killer lock-in. For one, we are planning to bring the MMR back soon, and for consistency's sake, it's probably not a good thing to keep like changing also the rules of whether you can or can't like switch characters. Essentially, this is the way things are planned to be. So we're not hot on constantly changing that around on you as well. MMR is something in the back end you can easily ignore it if you want. Being able to switch around characters is something quite noticeable, and that's why it's not as easy, or we don't want to switch it on and off quite as much.
Yeah, it also requires a client update, which is basically downloading an update on the player's side.
Yep, exactly.
As for MMR, it's just a switch on and off in the back end, which no one as a player needs to do anything for.
There's a big switch in the office, and Remy has to struggle to put it back and forth every time.
That's how we do.
That's the way that I picture it anyway.
Yep.
So we also know that leaving it locked in this way helps us out with our back-end MMR calculations. Like you said before, we're still spying on you guys with the MMR system and taking notes, and this helps us out.
All right. I actually can't wait to see it back up and to work for a little bit more people, just because I really want to play other killers, but now I'm too high rank and I'm getting wrecked.
You're both too good and too
bad at the same time. Yes. Let me play something else than Myers and Nurse, please. Anyways, on that, next question, and that one comes up all the time. Will we add in-game chat to console?
Yeah, that's a big one. It's something that come up a lot. It's not planned for the moment, at least. So a few explanation. The chat works well on PC since almost everyone is using is having a keyboard handy. Meanwhile, on console, most people would have to use the on-screen keyboard. It's fine when you're searching for game, movie on the store, or sending a DM, but using that for chatting in game is more complex and not super player friendly. Also, we have like a lot of policy coming from first party, so PlayStation, Xbox, making the implementation of the feature super complex and long to make. So we read you. It's something that we are looking at, but we have no plan for now.
Yeah, so it's not a strong no, but it's not being worked on at the moment.
Yes. Exactly.
All right, another question for support on console about keyboard and mouse, this one. So will we consider supporting mouse and keyboard on console?
Yeah, it's kind of the same. We've heard this request a bunch as well. This isn't something that we have planned at the moment, but we aren't against the idea at all. So same, it will come with a lot of policies from first party, so we will need to see how complicated it will be to support it, but definitely not a strong no.
All right, not a strong no. That's the final answer on that. Okay, another question by a lot of people. How will cross progression work? What will carry over? And also, how does it work if you already have a character leveled up on both platforms?
So there is a lot coming soon for the cross progression. We will communicate about how it's working, what you will have to do. What I can say for now, you will need to create an account, and we will be pretty generous when it comes to having progress on multiple platforms already. So we'll combine your progress and taking the best of both worlds in some case, and also merging some values in other case. So
Okay.
imagine the dream world where you can take the best of your both progression. It will be something like that.
All right, so let's say on a platform I have Myers fully leveled, and then on the other platform I have Claudette fully leveled, and when you put that together,
You will have
on
your both fully progressed character.
awesome.
Yay!
And what if I have different progress on both Myers and I want to keep both?
We'll take the best one.
Okay, awesome. The best one is not necessarily going to be the one with the higher level, depending on the perks unlock and everything. So how do you choose the best one? Hey, I'm throwing like curveballs at you right now because these questions were not planned at all. So I'm sorry about that.
No, I think we will take it's based on the character level.
Character level.
Yeah.
All right. So good to know. Thank you. All right. Next question. Have you considered allowing crossplay only between consoles?
That's not something we want to do. Sorry. So the idea behind crossplay is to bring everyone together, not split people apart. So the crossplay is live now since months. We are still monitoring the activity, making sure that there is no unbalance between a console and a PC, or that console players can compete against PC players. So far, everything is going well. We will keep monitor the situation, and if we need to make the crossplay evolve in that kind of direction, we will do. But for now, there is no guarantee that we will evolve in that direction.
All right. And then I have another question. Will we ever be able to see which platform people are on, not just the globe?
That's something that is outside of our direct control. So the globe is the globe approach. Let's say that's the best way to satisfy the console requirements. It's for example, it's really complicated today to display an Xbox logo on PS4. That's something that we will that Sony won't approve. So I know that few games is doing it because they have specific waiver or authorizations. So we'll keep working with them to bring that kind of approach, but just you can expect the globe to stay a long moment.
All right. So before we go back to, so we're done with the questions. Before we go back to just the known issues section, because I want to repeat them at the end of the stream, we're still going to name the winners for the Felix outfit. They should already have been contacted by Mandy, but I'm still going to name them. So GS Gamer, Throgani, Curvion, Lady Rawl, Yaboy Vega, Saint Osiris, Michael G, Lamis, Aya, and Hostile Heather. Congrats for winning the Felix outfit and adding more clothes than necessary on Felix. Awesome. So, just going back on known issues, you all know that we released a new chapter on all platforms this week, so The Sand Beyond. We increased the tick rate for servers last week to 60 hertz. I have trouble with that. Okay.
It hurts a lot.
Boo. Text-to-speech actually picked it up this time, so I'm happy. And we gave away 20 outfits on stream today. Awesome, and congrats to the winner. And just to go back on known issues, sometimes killers are unable to hook a survivor. Some players have told us that dropping the survivor and trying to rehook again could work as a workaround. In the meantime, we're working on a fix. Some totems on Bedham are unable to be cleansed. That's also known, and we're also working on a fix. I'm adding the DS issue that I've seen a lot in the chat during the early stream. So DS does not stun killer sometimes. Then we have a big FPS and stuttering issue for 4K users. As far as I know, Joris. Yes. Okay. You're confirming. Perfect. We should have a fix for next week for the bug fit patch on this one. We're having heartbeat issues, which we're taught was only on Blight, but turns out they might be happening on other killers as well. So we're exploring and investigating that one. We have a switch black screen issue, which just needs a restart of the whole console to fix. We have a switch dock mode issue that Joris explained earlier, and I completely forgot the explanation since then.
If the graphics looks weird, just undock and dock again your console.
Perfect, thank you. We had a Windows 7 error where that was giving a Dxgi Dll error to some users. The hotfix was pushed yesterday and seems to be stable, so welcome back, Windows 7 users. If you're trying to opt out for crossplay and the option is grayed out, please go back to the main menu. That's pretty easy. If you're having trouble inviting friends, try to restart the whole game. We're compiling a list of friends-related issues at the moment. And now, I want to say thank you to our mods for doing an amazing job today on the chat. Thank you to McLean and Joris for joining us. Can we see the doggy again before we leave?
Let me grab it. Okay.
All right.
Find stuff to say.
Okay, maybe McLean can show us the cat then. Where is she? He's like, yes. There we go. We got the animal round before we leave. Aw, look at this cutie. Mine is like hiding behind the mic over there. He's old, so I'm not gonna wake him up. He's right there. He's turning the back on us. The orange one is somewhere around, but he's not there. And Joris is getting his dog. Oh, look at that. What's her name, McLean?
Her name is Ogilvy.
Yeah, the chat is going nuts. Super cute, and I think Joris lost his dog. We don't know where he is. Oh, there he is. Thank you, Joris, for showing us the doggy. He's so cute.
Aww.
So all of us are animal lovers, as you can see. All right, guys. Now it's the end of the stream. Thank you for tuning in. I think it was a really good one. In the meantime, we're going to raid that violent chick. So, I guess I'll say to the next time. Bye-bye. That's the awkward goodbye part.